Let's draft a little bit of TMNT. What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer Guys. We're into some drafts. Now, I will say, I have been doing a few of these, and again, not the biggest fan of this format, but some things have come together a little bit better as of late. So, we're going to try a few things here, see if we can have some fun, see if we can win some games. Krang and Shredder. Perfect where I want to be. Love this card. What other good cards are in the pack? I do like Fugitive Droid. Return to the Sewers, pretty good. Purple Dragon Punks if you're doing the artifact thing. Ragamuffin Raptor has moved very high up onto my list of awesomeness. This right here is the interesting thing with these play boosters and smaller sets. We're seeing two cards here that are the same. So it'll be interesting to see what comes around. But we'll take the Krang and Shredder to get things started here. Following this up, what do I like? Now, with Krang and Shredder, you typically want to be somewhere in between Disappear or more like a blue-green, like mutagen token type build. And with that in mind, I think there are two good options here. Return to the Sewers and Novel Nunchaku. And I think I'm going to take the Nunchaku here. We're not seeing a ton of other really good signpost cards besides a bunch of the sneak cards. Dimensional Exile is definitely the best card in the pack. I guess we could also look at Black White Sneak taking the Exile. We want to do that. So we're kind of hedging our bets here. I'm going to take the Nunchaku. Maybe we shift. We'll see. And now I'm thinking maybe we should have shifted because we could have followed up with a Katana. The problem I noticed with the Black White Sneak deck is longevity in these games, and so many games do seem to come down to what I would call kind of more mid-rangey. You can certainly get out very quickly with a good Sneak deck, but if we want to play a little bit more of a mid-range strategy, I think there's two options here: Zoo Escapees and Donatello. Stockman, Retro Mutation, April. Even Putrid Pals is all okay. Nothing I would like to take super high. I like Donatello, good body. We're going to have some artifacts. Let's draw some cards. Okay, from here, man, the sneak cards are open. You have Make Your Move, Uneasy Alliance, and Dreambeavers rocking here. A couple of really good options, and we could start to move towards a little bit of a more interesting build. Westwind Avatar is really, really nice. Good top end card, not something I want to take. So my three options here, and I'm leaning towards Omni Cheese Pizza, are Buzzbots, Cowabunga, and Omni Cheese Pizza. I'm going to take the pizza here. We can start to lean a little bit more into the artifacts piece and see how we're doing. We want to go that route. We also here have Crustacean Commando, Dimension X, Mutant Chain Reaction, Cowabunga, Bot Bashing Time. I don't really have... I mean, we have the Nunchaku. Bot Bashing Time is fine. Mutant Chain Reaction does have pretty good targets for the most part. It does make a mutagen token as well. Neutrinos is a good card. My considerations are between Bot Bashing Time, Mutant Chain here. Crustacean Commando probably on the low end. Take the Mutant Chain Reaction just to not sort of too far out of our colors. Again, I think a kind of the salt high value deck has a lot of playability, especially if we can get some good top end cards, things to follow up with Krang and Shredder. Again, excuse me, with this we can also kind of pivot and work into the artifact shell. So if we go blue, green, and red, that also becomes an option. So let's see what else keeps coming around here. I don't hate our start. Omni Cheese can help to fix. I like the Nunchaku. I like our options here. Wow, the sneak deck. Maybe I should be sneaking. Shredder's technique, Splinter's technique. We're fighting heavy for these cards, it feels like. I think there's really two options here. Return to the Sewers and a Cryptid. I think Rocksteady is an option. I'm going to take Return to the Sewers. Take some of the premium interaction here to get things started. Yeah, look at this. You have a Karai 7th pick. Is that where I'm supposed to go here? Man, that's tough. I'm going to take the Donatello's Technique. Look I would take all 4 of these cards if we were doing the sneak thing. All 4 of them. Now you have a Squirrelinoids now. All right, we have Ray Fillet here and Illegitimate Business. I'm going to take the business. Ray Fillet is fine, but this helps to shore up our mana. We can start stepping into black as well if we want to grab some of the other Sultai cards. If we see an everything pizza, we might try to do it. Gotta be honest. We might try to force that as well. See if that makes its way around. Hopefully the folks to my left are going to just eat up all of these black and white cards. So we keep seeing... I mean, we've seen good options. I don't hate any of our pickups. Donatello's Technique. It's kind of like meh. But if we get some Buzzbots, a Buzzbots or two, something that we don't mind bouncing, this is a good card to sneak off of. There's another Return to the Sewers. This is my original pack. I could lean into the Artifacts piece tier too. We're going to do that. I actually like the Mauser Mark, I think, a little bit better than the Purple Dragon Punks. Although the Return to the Sewers is just premium. Alright, we'll take a TCRI building here, and we'll start setting up our mana a little bit for potentially stepping into the artifacts as well. I could play both of these lands, so I don't think those are bad pickups. Stockman is fine, although cuttable to start. I do like the island cycling on this. Draw and discard is fine. I'm going to take the Zog, actually, I think. Or do I want the... Nah, we'll take the Cowabunga. Cowabunga is a little bit more flexible. Especially if we do kind of start to go into a little bit of a soupy multicolor strategy here. Cowabunga will also be a fine replacement. We'd rather have a Frog Butler, something over that. I don't mind taking the Bot Bashing. We're pretty set on removal. We could get 1 or 2 lower end removal spells. I'd be okay with that. Like a Sewer Valence Scam, Stomp by the Foot, whatever the one that exiles. I think I'd be alright with all that. Like a Rocksteady, good top end. Okay, we have Improvised Arsenal, Death in the Family, and a Mona Lisa. Anchovy and Banana Pizza. A little bit tough on the Anchovy and Banana Pizza. I think Mona Lisa's probably a safer pick. Improvised Arsenal is good. I'm not super heavy into the artifacts at this point. So I think the options are truly Anchovy and Banana Pizza or Mona Lisa. We could look at Death in the Family as well. I'm going to take the Mona Lisa here. Shores up our mana a bit. And I like that. Now there's a Frog Butler, which I think we just snap grab. General Trang is totally fine as well. We do want to look for some good top-end value creatures, but this sets us up. All right, now we got some options here. Ragamuffin Raptor, Genghis Frog, Michelangelo, Tenderize, a Nobody Escape Tunnel. This is looking much, much nicer for us. I kind of like taking the Genghis Frog here. A little bit better for Krang and Shredder. Ragamuffin Raptor is also good, but I think this helps the bottom end of our curve. I think you could also take the Tenderize. Michelangelo is fine. Nobody is good here too. Let's see what else we can do here. I like that. I like being mostly blue-green base. And again, if we're kind of splashing into red, potentially splashing into black for some good cards at the top end, I'm okay with that. Rocksteady's a good top-end creature that can cycle. I don't mind where we're at. All right, now, ooh. It's like Slash, but I think the take here is just an Oatmeal Pizza. Such a good removal spell. Now we want to be looking for the Ragamuffin Raptors. I like to get 1 or 2 of those. Those value very, very nicely with the pizzas, right? The ability to get these back and or creatures just gives you so many options. So many options. I'm liking our start here. Butler, Frog, pizza. We do need to start filling up the bottom end of the curve, so I want to be on the lookout for some... Another Frog Butler would be good. Do have the Mona Lisa, which can be nice. That can also work pretty well if we're able to generate some mutagen tokens. How many mutants do we got right now? 4, so not bad. This triggers off of mutants. Which we have a few. Donatello's potentially cuttable as well. Stockman potentially runs back in. Now that we're looking to kind of fix for multicolored. Kind of see our removal here. And our card draw. And our curve. Okay, Pachyderm, Nobody, Mutant Town, Ice Cream Kitty, even the Mauser Foundry as an options. What do I like here? Pachyderm is a good curve up stabilizer. Nobody's great though with pizza, so let's grab the Nobody. And here, Bot Bashing Time, Stomp by the Foot. We have a Zoo Escapees, Punk Frogs. I like the Cavalry. We're going to be in red. Also a good target for the Nobody pickup. Okay, here. Really, I think it comes down to Sewer and Buzzbots. Let's take the Buzzbots. Again, a good creature to try to sneak off of if we want to try to do that. We're representing 6 removal spells right now, so Surveillance Camera not as important. We would take one if we could get it. I think we want to be on the lookout for some other lands as well. Okay, here. Utrum Scientists, Mauser Mark III, or Ice Cream Kitty. I like the Ice Cream Kitty. Food Cat Mutant. All good things. Cryptid, good 3-drop. Especially, again, we're trying to kind of do this blue-green value build. We have the makings, again, for a decent... potentially decent everything pizza deck. All right, General Trend came around. I'm gonna snap grab this. We can sacrifice our pizza, the tokens here, a Nobody. If we could see a Baxter Stockman, it can be a very nice inclusion in the build. Looking pretty good. Starting to fill up our curve here pretty nicely. There's a Raptor. Huge, 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 huge. Okay. We see an Omni Cheese Pizza or a Everything Pizza. We're going to munch that up. We're going to try to grab some lands. Again, I like our removal. Nobody or another TCRI building. I think we fix our mana here a little bit better. Come in tapped. That's okay. We are looking to definitely play a mid to later game build here. Through some value over time. I don't actually hate Mauser Foundry here. Don't necessarily want the swamp. Alright, we got a Raphael's Technique. Taka and Razor. We have a Bespoke Bow. Pob. Another Frog Butler. Return. I like the Bespoke Bow. This can potentially side out our Mutant Chain Reaction. Again, Stockman, I'm also kind of considering siding this out. I'd like to look for, again, another Frog Butler would be really nice here. Another really good top-end play, although these 4 represent some pretty good value. Krang and Shredder obviously being the best. Here we have another Improvised Arsenal, Ray Fillet, Buzzbots, Retro Mutation, Mutant Town. I think we could go really 2 options. We could take another Buzzbots here. We could take the Mutant Town. I'm feeling okay. Let's secure up a little bit more of our 2 drops. All right, what do we have here? Another General Trag, which I'm not too interested in. Mechanized Ninja Cavalry. There's another Omni Cheese Pizza. We could spec here a little bit that we'll see in everything pizza and grab a Dimension X. Could take a Scientist as well on 3. Not a bad thing to bounce with a nobody. Another Omni Cheese Pizza too. I'm going to take the land. Let's see if we get rewarded here. Okay, a couple of good options. Venus, which we kind of are looking for that value, or a Manhole Missile. I'm going to take the Venus just as a better kind of top end. We do have the ability to kind of ramp up into this pretty nicely. We might not get the pizza. So I think having some of the artifact synergies is looking okay. What do I like here? From Scientists, the Guac and Marshmallow Pizzas. Could take a Zog as well. Trample Reach for 5 is not horrible, but I think our top end here is pretty well covered. I'll take the Scientists, although I'll consider putting this in the sideboard for the time being. There's another Ragamuffin Raptor, which I do think is really nice. There is a Sewer Valence Cam as well. I'll take the cam. Again, this kind of fills up. We're definitely kind of in the artifacts piece here. There's another bespoke bow. Null Group is another interesting one. I've actually gotten be kind of fond of that card. Let's take the Null Group here. There's a Donnie. That's a really late Donnie. That's a immediate grab here. Okay. Not an everything pizza. Pseudo kind of artifacts. Kind of less on the Null Group now. We already have 3 Return to the Sewers. I'm not playing that card. I don't think I would be playing any of those cards, to be honest. Not going to play that either. I think we can get rid of the Cowabunga. Gosh, there's the other General Trag. Do I just kind of lean into this? Eight 2-drops. Take another Ninja Cavalry here. That's a better option. Okay. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's got some good value. I can definitely see us getting some value. Let's consider this. Let's consider that. Mauser Foundry is really kind of both. I don't mind it here. The pizza, the nunchaku. Double return, a bot bashing time. Okay, of our 5-drops, what do I like the most here? I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of Zog. Not the biggest fan. I do think Rocksteady can help to close out some games. Very hard creature to deal with here. I think we have enough artifacts that General Trag's going to be pretty good. Ragamuffin getting it back, I think, is great. Venus. What do I feel about Venus? We have the Genghis Frog. We have the Cryptid. We have Donatello. we have a couple of ways to put some counters on some things. So I don't hate that play. I think I am going to drop the null group here. How much value am I going to get out of Ice Cream Kitty? I think this card is quite good. Quite good, actually. Go ahead and get rid of the bot bashing time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 removal spells. I think that is certainly fine. Omnicheese Pizza and Donatello's Technique, I think, is good. So we're looking at just kind of shoring up our creatures here a little bit. Could probably get rid of the Scientists. Not super excited about like nobodying Scientists back. It's a fine creature. I think we have some better options up the curve here. I keep looking at Venus to see if I'm going to get the value off of this. Although one of the interesting ways to do that is actually Naval Nunchaku and then have this fight and make it huge. It's a little bit of a specific use case scenario, but a lot of times this can come down and can be pretty hard to remove. And then if you can get counters especially and be able to put trample on it, it can be absolutely backbreaking. Be devastating there. I'm thinking about dropping one of the cavalries. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 good options on 2, not including Rocksteady that we can cycle. So that seems fine. We could play Sewer Valence and Mauser Foundry, so I think the low end of our curve is pretty clean. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 removal spells. Probably looking at getting rid of one other thing here. We're going to be able to ramp up pretty quickly. I'm actually wondering if I just want to get rid of a Return to the Sewers. It's either that or Donnie's Technique. Also my drawing cards. Donatello's drawing me cards. Ice Cream Kitty can sack those to draw the cards. Buzzbots draws me cards. I didn't see any of the... There are good ways to do that. So I'm actually thinking maybe Donnie's Technique and bring the Return to Sewers back. This also draws us a card, so I think that's actually a better option. I think we rock and roll with this. We got some good value, kind of a pseudo blend of artifacts, just kind of a Sultai good value pile. Artifacts and well, not Sultai, really kind of base blue-green here, splashing red. I don't even consider splashing the black for Craig. I could look at getting rid of illegitimate business. This really doesn't help me with the exception of this. That's actually probably cleaner on our mana. Need the double blue, plenty of blue options. Double red, the only one I'm concerned about there is General Trag. And then that actually probably makes some of this a little bit easier to cast, like first turn TCRI building into Forest. 17 works, 16 creatures, 8 spells. That seems a pretty good mix. We have 8 mutants. So we can get some value off of Genghis Frog here, putting some counters on some things. Okay, let's give it a try. I would have really hoped... And I have had some recent success in 2 drafts that I've done. Quick draft and another premier draft. Doing the everything pizza thing with some really, really strong top end, which was super helpful. So we shall see. I'm going to keep this. I got a couple of 2 drops. We can curve nicely here if we find a 3rd land. Start here. They are representing a Sewer Valence camera, I guess. Let's get the cavalry going, I think. Couple duders on the battlefield into a Mona Lisa should be fine. Let us attack. They can't counter this, so... Retro Mutation. Okay. That's fine. Too bad this isn't Oh, that would have been so sick. Let's go ahead and do this. See what they want to do here. Can't imagine they're going to attack with Donatello. Lessons from life, sure. Do I want a cam here? I don't mind it. I think getting it onto the battlefield is fine. Tap it down. Punish there a little bit. I think we actually do this on the Mona Lisa. Draw a card. See what they want to do here. Their own surveillance camera, sure. Can attack and then copy it. It's not horrible. Decent value. Untap your own Donatello. Like to do that. They play another creature and I can general trag. Shooting it. Yeah, that should work out nicely for me, assuming. We have 2, 4, 6 manas. I think I am supposed to. Shoot the bovine. Tap down the Donatello. Oh, they can't have the save by the shell. Looks like they do. They want to save the bovine. There's the save by the shell. Sure. It's not. Oh, that's not the worst thing ever because I can nobody general trag back. That doesn't feel great. Sure. They just had all removal. Yep. Yeah, I think I like bouncing general trag here. I don't mind getting that. Mind playing this. Some value there. All right, so this is what I'm going to have a hard time dealing with, I think. This deals 3 damage. pretty happily taking that trade. So it's 10 mana to try to do that. So that's not really going to work. Yeah, they want to block here. I think I'm okay killing the bovine. Now, they have the value engine going is going to be the problem here with double surveillance camera. I think I'm supposed to just no block this. A couple of good options for me to try to get rid of Westwind Avatar. We have some options. We do have our Krang and Shredder. Be a good draw. So we got a couple of good draws that could help. Land is not it, unfortunately. We just hold. Okay, drawing that, yeah. They're gonna have to pop a surveillance camera here. I mean, they still attacked. Pretty interesting. Let's try this. Now, if they have a pump spell, it is what it is. Yeah, sure. I mean, they have the value, so GG's. Again, getting rid of this Westwind Avatar certainly is going to be the challenge. And drawing a bunch of lands is not going to help me do it. I mean, I have to block like this. They have another, like, retro mutation or pump spell. Okay. Oh. ECRI building. Good game. All right, well, a little bit of weak draws there, and a 7/7. Ends up being a pretty hard thing to deal with. All right, on the play here, looking pretty good. Get the Frog Butler up and running. They're tunneling. Hello. Froggy Butler. Their own Froggy Butler. A Donatello. Now, I don't want to see a Tenderize here on my Donatello, because this can just be a massive curve-out game. Bowser Foundry, Surveillance Camera. We could do some shenanigans. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Put a 1-1. Put a 1-1. We'd be putting 1-1s everywhere. Lend the turn. Now the question is, do I Surveillance Camera? Oh, I can Surveillance Camera and untap my Donatello. I like this play. I like this play. Pachyderm. Okay. I could shoot the Frog Butler. I do this for 5. Which I think I like doing. They're hurting on mana. This just gets even bigger. I can attack here. Hard for them to block. They end up killing the Donatello. How about another Pachyderm? Ooh, Return to the Sewers is interesting. Yeah, I'm going to bait him into a block here. Pretty good. They'll gain the life back, but obviously I take down one of the 4/4s here. And I go up to a 6/7. That dies. I think we can go ahead and make one of these bigger. Maybe I should have made Frog Butler bigger. Sure. All of the lands. I think at this point we just gotta pressure life. Just gotta pressure the life total. They're gonna take this trade, which is pretty interesting. I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna leave up Surveillance Camera. They were stuck on lands. Donatello, turn what, 2, 3? Turn 3 into multiple artifacts is a pretty good way to push in some damage, friends. Push in some damage, and that's what we're hoping with the deck. Obviously, is just find some value and good removal spells. Turn to the Sewers continues to perform quite well, so happy that we picked up a couple of those. That was just a good, clean curve out game. Frog Butler helping us do Those sorts of things. Obviously, being on the play helps. I'm surprised I didn't keep the other pachyderm on top, to be honest. I am surprised about that. Okay, we like this hand. I could go TCRI building. I could go Buzzbots. Go Ninja Cavalry as well. If we find the green source, we're frogging. I think it's okay. Get this up and running. I'm going to go Buzzbots here, because if I find that third mana, I want a Donnie and then Mechanized Cavalry if I can. So land here. Any land would be great. Yes, please. Let's attack. That's Donnie. Now another land would need to be an island. They're looking like they're playing a little tempo action. Oh, so close. So close. So close for some goodies. That's just good damage. That is just good damage. We need a green. Or a way to make the green. Bot bashing time on Donatello would stink. Honestly, any land means we can nobody the Mechanized Ninja Cavalry back. I don't hate that. We're chumping with the 1/1 token just so that they can't get any card draw going. They got a little bit more of like the Alliance kind of build. Wingnut has been an interesting card. I'm not the biggest fan of Wingnut unless you're making a ton of creatures. And I don't think the Alliance mechanic is... It's decently supported, but you need some of the really strong cards like Neutrinos and Mutanimals. I mean, I just block here. Do I double block? Yeah, I don't mind drawing the card, actually. I mean, if they can kill one of these, that's fine. Place a removal spell on a 1/1 so you don't lose your April. Seems okay. I'll take the 1 damage. Mind Transfer Protocol on that? That's totally fine. We draw. There's the green. Ooh, baby. All right, check this out. Boom. Bada bing. Boom. Bada bing. Do I want the Mona Lisa? I don't think so anymore. Bam. Hit you for 5. Scientists, sure. Lock the Donatello down. Not a problem. No problem with nobody blocking April now. Sewer Valence Scam to lock down the nobody? That's aggressive. I get some extra value off of Genghis Frog here. But I don't think I want them drawing the cards. I think this is still a setup turn here. Let's attack with the nobody. Yep, fine. Yeah, and I think we just want to continue setting up here. And I think we want to make the buzzbots bigger. I mean, they can crack the surveillance camera. Lock my buzzbots down, but that basically takes all their mana. Manhole missile on my buzzbots. No! My poor buzzbots. That's okay. Draw the card. What do we got? An island. I have 4 mana now for surveillance. And they did not attack. Yep. Locking Madani down. On 2. Not be attacking. But I will continue to pressure up. And I don't want the threat of card draw in my future. And spots on my Donnie. That's no good. What a draw. What can I pull back here? I could get Genghis Frog, actually. Funny part is they really can't block this. Let's get some mutagen going here. My path to victory is make my tramplers big enough where they have to block. Or find a removal spell for henchbots. That's also an option. Surveillance, no. Manhole, whatever. Do I have a manhole missile? I don't think so. Got some artifacts here. Make your Donatello bigger. Because I'm about to mutant up, my friend. I guess I also could have grabbed with Ragamuff and Raptor the Nobody to bounce the Trag. That's not horrible either. Yeah, I feel like a removal spell here. In addition to the Ice Cream Kitty, and then being able to make... I'm going to get 2 mutagens here. They have like a manhole missile or something. They have some type of interaction or removal spell. Spicy pizza. Wow. This puts him absolutely dead to removal. All right. Huh. Great draw. What we do is we bounce this. Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay here. Because I can put the bespoke bow on the Genghis Frog. Them, even if they play like the Donatello and crack the pizza, we're able to just push in some good trample damage. This equips for 3. Maybe instead of... maybe I'm just supposed to attack with the Ragamuffin Raptor. Not build up the frog. I don't know that it matters. I bounced the Donnie mostly because... I mean, okay, Retro Mutation, and then have to sack the pizza. I mean, if they play the Donatello here, I'm going to force them into chumps. I was pretty high on Retro Mutation, and the more it gets played against me and the more I have played with it, the less excited I am about that, because it still leaves a blocker behind. Too much stuff is bounceable in this format. And there is some okay enchantment removal. You're not you shouldn't be surprised to see green or white or even black have the option to do that. That costs 2. Why are they hanging on to the land? Okay, what are you, So if I just... Maybe they have a return to the sewers here? That's gotta be what they have. Sure. Guess I'm supposed to do that beforehand, but I was a little worried about what they have. Now they do have 5, 6, 7 mana, so they can Donatello and then Henchbots my Genghis Frog. Yep. Should have played that first. Unless they have a spicy... Oh my gosh, more retro mutations. Wild. They just aren't going to be able to stop this. You can't block both, my friend. Value. All right. There we go. We found a way. Maybe there's a different sequence there. Maybe I'm supposed to send the... I get an extra point in if I do that prior to the Henchbots blocking. So I got to think about that. Yeah, with the return to the sewers. But the return to the sewers ability to get back The Donatello to then trigger both of the artifacts coming in was really solid, so I like that. Okay, our main colors, Ice Cream Kitty into Cryptid with Bespoke Bow. This could be okay. We got a decent little opportunity to kind of curve up here. Play the forest here, then into the blue. Cavalry. Find our Donatello again would be great. All right, maybe another potential little artifact. Casey Jones. All right, we're artifacting here. So Ice Cream Kitty will be a good option. I take 2. Slithering Cryptid will be a good option as well. A red would be nice. They're manhole missiling my kitty. Okay. Aggressive. It's just Cryptid. All right, we need some colors. We need some ramping. Some lands here would be great. Runner red lands would be totally fine. Rock Soldiers. Don't see that one very often. There's a red. For attacks, I think we'll tap down the Rock Soldiers. How's our mark? Cavalry. Yep. We'll bop that down. I actually don't hate picking up Cavalry here. Ooh, Nunchaku's pretty nice. Okay. That's okay, that's okay. I don't mind, again, trading the Rock Soldiers with the Nobody, so that's fine. General Trag, shooting what? Cryptid, maybe? Or the Nobody? I just take the 4 here. Yeah, I think we just hold. I think we're going to Sewer Valence Camera the General Trag. If they make that same attack, I think we double block on the Mauser mark. Bando, sure. I've gotten some good value here. Oh, yeah, that's fine. We'll lock that down. Problem here ends up being is I'm gonna struggle to double spell. I think I'm supposed to just serve my life total here a little bit. Take out the Casey Jones. Now, if they have like a manhole missile that kills my cryptid, so be it. Yeah, I'm just in like chump mode here is the problem. Not enough mana to make some things happen. We're having a hard time getting to our mid game because we didn't ramp very efficiently. A full-on attack, huh? Oh, I can block here. I can block here, and I can block here. That trades down 1 and only has me taking 4 damage. Potentially, I guess. I don't know. Are they sneaking? Jenica's tech deals 2 damage to each creature. Okay. No. Dragon Punks, sure. So now I think it's just shooting this. Now, if they have like removal spell and can pump, it is what it is. I'm gonna make them have it. If they like just go to attack, I'm gonna absolutely block the 4/3. This is the smartest play here for them, certainly. This definitely gets in the most damage. Oh, I go to 4. Mauser Foundry, okay. So what I want to do is bespoke bow that. And I actually want to play the Buzzbots here. Because if they Mauser Foundry the Buzzbots, I do get to draw a card. And they're only representing a single point of damage. I obviously would love to try, and what I'm trying to set up is Venus into Novel Nunchaku to make it huge. So let's see if we can stabilize here on 4. They also can't do both the Mauser Foundry and the Purple Dragon Punks. So I'm kind of hoping that they maybe just play the Dragon Punks and try to get me to chump the 1/1. I'm absolutely doing this. Yep. Get to draw a card. All right. Two, 4. I have 6 mana available. So I'm gonna Mona Lisa here. The Novel Nunchaku. Fights that, they can't shoot it, and it stays out of Mauser Foundry range. Okay, I think we're Northampton Farm. Interesting. Metalhead. Oh, they tapped wrong. Oh my gosh. They couldn't attack with it. Oh. I'm all in on a return to the sewers plan here. Now the question is, do I find the extra mana with Rocksteady? I have to be able to double spell. Which doing this means I am closer to that. I think I am supposed to do this. All right. So we're gonna Mona Lisa. End the turn. Sure. This still results in the same thing. Right? Which is they don't know how that works. Yep. Now they can. Oh, that's fine. What I want them to do is sack this token. Yep. So the key here is they can't do both, so they can bounce my Buzzbots or my Venus. Yep. They have nothing to sacrifice. They're both 3 to equip. I think I'm supposed to do this here. In for 4. Oh, maybe I was supposed to do that first before equipping. That I lose if this is like a spicy oatmeal pizza, like what I just drew perfectly. If it's an artifact and I have to double block, that's fine. If it's a single spot removal spell to return to the sewers, I think I'm okay with that. I'm gonna take this trade. We're gonna super equip our buzzbots. No reason not to. Steals me 3 damage. Sure. Yeah, it makes sense. Both living off the top here. They do get they untapped it for me. There's 4. The big old buzzbots. Buzzing in. I was gonna say, do I shoot this? I don't think so. I think I just leave it up. I'm gonna force them to have to deal with the buzzbots. Did I use my nobody already? I did use my nobody already. So bounce ability here isn't a factor. Goodness. No reason not to play the land. I don't think. I don't think I have anything that cares about that. They have an answer to the buzzbots. That is the question, my friends. Sack this in response, so they can't sacrifice it. Another artifact. And at 4 life, we hold on for the W. Let's go. All right, on the play here, we got pizza, we got a buzzbots, a couple of return to sewers. We need some lands. So we'll lead with the blue. We're gonna look like a blue-red artifact deck. There's finally our Krang and Shredder. We'll get the buzzbots up, I think. Got the Omni Cheese to follow. I'm kind of hoping I draw a land. That is not a land. All right. Stuck on lands. Not ideal. They're running 17. Foot Elite. All right. Well, this is going to be a problem. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, 2-lander, 2 plays, an extra card draw, and not a 3rd land? That's tough. Looks like there's some alliance nonsense. I probably block here with the Buzzbots. Because it's not like I want to novel Nunchaku off of that. I can nobody and bring the pizza back. April O'Neil, sure. Yep. Yep. I'm absolutely just going to chump just to draw the extra card. Now the goal here is going to be hang on long enough to try to get to Krang and Shredder and get some value off of that. We do have double return to the sewers. I'm chumping. I'm truly chumping just to get the card draw here. Let's save me a little bit of life. All right. There is a land, which is good. All right. I think it makes sense to do this. I'm going to take some damage here, like a pretty good chunk of damage. Yeah, because if I next turn Raphael, sure. I'm just gonna take like all of this damage basically, which is gonna be 3. I mean, this is just not good. They're curving out on me. I'm gonna have a hard time here. My hope is I'm gonna have to go land into Nunchaku. Yep. I'm taking so much damage here. They got the alliance thing. Me stumbling here is gonna end up losing me this game. If they just like, I mean, any creatures, yeah. I take 2 points from this. Yep. 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 Yeah, you attack with the... I think I'm just dead. Right? Good game. Not much I could do there. Stumbled on mana. If we don't stumble on mana, man, that game is way, way different, right? If we're able to curve, like Omni Cheese, get Mona Lisa out, because we really just needed the green. We needed 1 extra draw. So cut out one of the draws. Omni Cheese, we have the Buzzbots into Mona Lisa, Omni Cheese Pizza, we can nobody. We're able to general trag there probably instead off of the Omni Cheese or the Mona Lisa. We have good blockers for a couple of those. That could chump down the April O'Neil. Like we're in pretty fine shape. But we stumbled. And that's what happens. That's where I've noticed with decks like this where we get those losses is when we just can't hit our land drops, which we have plenty of options to be able to do that. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not supposed to keep that hand. It felt like with the Omni Cheese Pizza and the Buzzbots opportunities, a couple of 2 drops, the extra card draw from the Omni Cheese. I feel like most of the time there we're finding a third land on curve. I guess, did we need more than that? No, I don't think so. All right. Who goes first? We can kitty. Okay, I think I'm okay with this. I would like, at one point, to play my Krang and Shredder. One time would be great. Another Wingnut. Another silliness. Hopefully they give us something to bespoke bow back. It's gonna get Menace or whatever anyways, so all fine. Technodrome. I think I want to... want a Donnie here. Draw the card. Not going to attack. I can give it flying, obviously, but that's fine. Meal pizza, sure. Yep. Yep. Try to put this on this. Hopefully they don't have a manhole missile. Okay. They must have just drawn that. That seems like a very aggressive play. They're gonna make your move my uneasy alliance. Thinking about Nunchakuing Frog Butler onto Wingnut here. Okay. Sure. Okay, so I could General Trag popping the bow to kill Technodrome, which feels like a pretty good idea. And I am going to attack here. They want a double block, and I kill the Raphael and the token. Great. If I don't, good also. Leonardo, sure. 3/3, sure. 2, 4, 6. Draws me a card. I get to frog. They want to block with the Leonardo. Good with that. Ah, grounded for life. Sure. All good here. 2, 4, 6. So I can't chump with the Froggy Butler. I'm going to take 2. And Leonardo does get bigger. Maybe I am supposed to chump here. Nah, I'd take the 5. Krang and Shredder. Oh, not going to have to worry about it. Perfect. Oh, I got a neutrinos. Make this a 2/4. Thanks for the 2/4. Yep. Yep. So we'll go Venus here. Take a token. Put the counter there. Yeah, I don't really want to impact Krang and Shredder. I guess maybe I was supposed to put the token on the Krang and Shredder, but I mean, I can just exile this. So that's not... Yep, that seems fine. Yep. Sure. Yep. Does the token have to attack? No. All right, I'm still up against it here. I do need a good answer for Leonardo or Old Hob. They don't have the mana to save their attacking creatures, so... Which is why I'm surprised. I think I gained the life here. Use our mana efficiently. Three, and then I can bounce. Return to the Sewers on Leonardo essentially just oh, I actually should be careful. Oh, they sneak that in. They sneak that in without me killing a couple of these creatures in the process here. And I'm in trouble for sure. $10, $11. I think I just let this happen, unfortunately. I will pay the 1 to draw the card. I will turn. April, sure. Yep. See what the attacks are. Can I kill them here? All right. If I two, 4, 6, 8 mana. Which would be enough to Mauser Foundry. What I want to do here is return to the Sewers this. Sure. Sure. Yeah, the thing that sucks about this is... So I'm going to take pings. If I pop this... Oh no, I just win. I shoot this. That triggers. Put a 1/1 counter here. Okay, as I say, I thought I had the math pretty well situated. The extra 1/1 token was what I was missing there. But the key was obviously just finding a way to make neutrinos big enough. The other thought too was to not return to the Sewers. Just take the additional 4 points of damage that they were representing. and then I could have, and probably the safer option would have then been to like return to the sewers April, and then shoot the Raphael for 3, and that would have let me then safely, basically like neutrinos, I could have blinked the Frog Butler, gotten an extra trigger on this, and then hit. So a little bit of sequencing there, but we found a way. Ooh. All right, I'm going to trust in the deck. This might be our last loss here, though. I'm going to start with the mountain. Maybe I'm not supposed to do that in case I draw the frog. Uh-oh. They get out quick here, I'm in trouble. Now, Mona Lisa will be an okay blocker, but if they have an opportunity... I'm going to cheese pizza is nice. You only take 2 here. So they can find another artifact. Okay, Mona Lisa is a good blocker. I do have the pizza. So we can pizza. Oh, don't missile my Mona Lisa. The good part about this is hopefully they don't follow it up with an artifact, but it's looking like they may. This puts it on the bottom, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I can't do all these lands. I'm gonna have to pizza. I can't take any more from the robots. Look at that. I have 8 lands. Have I drawn anything else besides lands? No, I don't think so. Rock soldiers. That's like so good against my pizza. That's crazy how good that was. Oh my gosh. Well, listen, you gotta draw something other than lands in the first 6 draws of the game, 5 draws of the game. So, I don't. It's not that I can't win this game, but I really. I'm gonna pass. That Rock Soldiers, that card is not good, friends. Seabass 545, no offense to you. This card is not good. This card is not good. There are options to hit it, but it's non-creature artifacts is the problem. Non-creature artifacts. Which I guess there are plenty enough in oh, am I just dead here? Ping, 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 ping. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. Yep, good game. I mean, look at that. They curved beautifully. They curved beautifully. Okay, well, that's how this format goes. Listen, you got to curve. You got to draw more than lands in the first 5 draws of the game. And then you just go turn, what? Turn 6 Sally Pride for 3 counters with your Alliance Raphael, and you win the game. That seems pretty simple to me. Rare, rare, rare. Pretty good. How do I feel? I definitely feel like I'm getting a better hang of this format. 4 and 3, it's fine. It's not great, but it's totally fine. This deck probably had a few holes. Like I said, I think really this deck wants to be an everything pizza deck. If we would have found an everything pizza, I think we would have been in really good shape. We did have a couple of just unfortunate draws as well. I would count that last one as it. You know, we've got 4 lands on the draw. We can get into the Mona Lisa. Unfortunately, that ate a removal spell. This doesn't. Really, honestly, it was the Rock Soldiers killing my pizza. If the pizza sticks around and we're able to basically go General Trag to crack the pizza to kill something else, we're in mighty fine shape there. So, excuse me. So, that is what it is. It wasn't great, but there were some really good draws. I do think there's a way to kind of find your way in between these kind of soupy decks, and I do think that this color combination can absolutely do that, right? You saw some really good curve out games with Donatello, and just were able to put a lot of pressure on, following it up with things like Mechanized Ninja Cavalry into Nobody, so there's some good synergy plays there. I've become a really big fan, again, of Return to the Sewers. Ragamuffin Raptor has been fantastic as well, especially if you have a couple of good pizzas like spicy oatmeal pizza, or if you go a little bit more of the Sultai brew with anchovy pizzas, these can be fantastic. So feeling much better. We've had some more success as of late, and probably keep doing some drafts as they fire up. We'll see what else is coming. I do think there is another sealed Win-A-Box event coming up here pretty soon, maybe in a weekend or so. So keep an eye out for that. But other than that, hopefully you've been enjoying. Thank you so much for all the support. Consider subscribing. If you like pack openings, we do those every Wednesdays and sometimes on Fridays as well. We have a big playlist of a whole bunch of stuff. Just recently did some older school Magic, which was really cool. Some tournament packs. Onslaught that we opened was absolute fire, so go check that out. We appreciate your support, and catch you next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.